Yes, I think we're delighted with the involvement that we've had in the Games. It's difficult to believe that it's 7 years since we started. It feels a bit like some of the athletes and the length of their preparation. So visiting Beijing, learning what they did, particularly them giving us a good steer towards hospitality training. So that was one of the early things we did, build a hospitality training centre. But we've done a lot of work around getting students involved. So we've had the biggest number, of course, around 50,000 of the volunteers were trained at the college, but 2,000 students doing curriculum projects, about 1,000 extra students involved in sport. In the last couple of years, around 500 unemployed people have got jobs on the Games as a result of courses that we've done, and several hundred students as well who found work and topping up their meagre grants by working on the Games, including in areas like hospitality, cleaning and catering. And then it's come right down to the Games themselves. We had 10 students involved in the opening ceremony. It was fantastic to see them, and a couple of students involved in the torch relay. So altogether, thousands of students have been involved in the Games, and it's really nice to feel that in a small way we've contributed to the success of the Games. And I know all the staff and students who've been involved in the Games are just absolutely thrilled with the success and how well they're being seen right across the world, and we know that our contribution has played a part.
When we won the bid back in 2005, there was loads of promises in place to get young people involved. Have you been impressed by the level, specifically at Hackney Community College, of students getting involved?
I think so. We've had a number of volunteering projects, and we've had a lot of students who've been really willing to throw themselves into that. But I suppose the thing that I hadn't realised at the time at Beijing was really this whole employment opportunities thing. That was really something that I didn't understand the scale of. And it's been our ability to get students involved and engaged with that, I think. Who knows, with something like the opening ceremony, I don't know if you'd have asked me in Beijing how many students might we get into the opening ceremony. To have 10, I just think is fantastic. They have to go through auditions, and they've been asked to go back again for the Paralympics too. So, that kind of thing I think is really exceeded my expectations overall. I think our involvement has been greater than I might have anticipated, and probably across a wider range of activities than I would have anticipated as well.
And just looking in at the legacy boost of the Games, do you really see the benefit beyond, this 3 weeks of top sport and action to your students? Because as you mentioned, students are involved in catering, security, so they're learning important skills which can really help them in the jobs market.
Absolutely. I think the legacy for me is probably in three main areas. The first one, as you say, is around employment and their skills. Both for students and for the unemployed people who've got jobs in the Games, they've got some things on their CV. So I think the key legacy is around employment. Certainly for unemployed people, they've got a job on the Games, and all of the contractors have said if people do a decent job here, then they can almost guarantee them a permanent job afterwards. For our students, they've got experience on their CV, which would be good. It's always difficult getting a first reference, so that's helpful. And the other employment piece is the legacy of the Broadcast and Media Centre being turned into something called the iCity. And we're signed up as an education partner there, developing a digital academy which will give our students opportunities to take apprenticeships and get jobs in the digital economy there. But the other piece is sport, and it's been really interesting just in the last few days to hear people talk about the need for us to see a greater sporting legacy, and education clearly can play a part in that. So I hope that one of the outcomes of the Games will be a bit of a re-evaluation about the investment that goes in through things like lottery and government money into encouraging us to get more students involved and engaged with sport, and then helping some of those who do really well to become elite athletes, and perhaps to get some of our own students involved as athletes in the next Games and the ones after that.